Welcome to On Point. And in this part of On Point, I'm going to talk to Gaurav Vallabh, former spokesperson of the Congress Party, economist, and who recently joined Bharatiya Janata Party. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for giving me time on my show. And let me begin this conversation with you by asking you what prompted you to put in your papers from the Congress Party.
Namaskar, Kartikeya ji, and all your viewers. Namaskar to all of them. As I had written one letter to Congress President Shri Mallikarjun Kharge sahab, and in that letter I had pointed out three major points. Number one, and all these three major points I had shared, Kartikeya ji, with every senior Congress leader. Number one, when Congress party leaders and their ally partners are making anti-Sanatan statements, and at that time, Congress party in Delhi is keeping silent on that, it is equivalent to giving a silent approval to those anti-Sanatan statements, which is intolerable, unpardonable, and unexcusable. Point number one. Point number two, that the Pran Pratishtha invitation, which was given to Congress party, and Congress party gave a written response that they will not attend because this is an event. But that Pran Pratishtha, after that Pran Pratishtha, 3 months had been. In last 3 months, why you had not gone? Who was stopping you to go there? See, there are some political gains and losses, but this is equivalent to committing a sin. And I don't want to be a part of the sin. And last but not least, Kartikeyanji, in an endeavor to criticize Prime Minister Modi ji, Congress party had started criticizing their own policies. The liberalization, privatization, globalization, which was given when Prime Minister was P.V. Narasimha Rao Saab, Finance Minister was Dr. Manmohan Singh ji. The Congress Party is against opening up up of the economy. Every day, every morning, every afternoon, every evening, only thing which Congress Party is doing is abusing the wealth creators. Is creating wealth in our ecosystem is a crime? Is this something which somebody should not do? If somebody is applying the capital and mixing with capital his or her idea and creating wealth for himself and for the society and for the nation at large, what is wrong in that?
Uh,
Every disinvestment, I will give you one example.
Gaurav,
Every disinvestment, Kartikeyanji, Congress party criticized. Air India disinvested and purchased by a business group. Congress party had levied an allegation against that business family and that business group also. So it is not about two business groups. If another business group CEO made a positive comments on the policies of Narendra Modi ji, Congress party started criticizing that person as well as his group.
so there are
So
three things you have raised. Do you think that Congress has problem with cultural nationalism?
I think Congress has a problem in economic secularism. When Congress doesn't support an idea of making India as a developed nation by 2047, they are against the economic secularism. When Congress says in open that we are not going to attend Pran Pratishtha of Bhagwan Shri Ram, there is a problem in the religious secularism of the Congress party. When Congress makes a statement that whomsoever our leaders are making anti-Sanatan and anti-Bhagwan Shri Ram statements, and we are going to be a silent spectator, that is against the spirit of our nation.
But why has that shift come? The Congress leaders renovated Somnath Temple. Rajiv Gandhi was prime minister. When the locks of at that point of time, the disputed sites were open and people could go inside and pray at the makeshift site. So, what was the problem in going to Pran Pratishtha? I mean to say, ultimately, if
Problem,
you look at
Kartikeyanji, you know the Congress party very well. You have been in journalism. You know almost all political parties. The problem is that the people who are deciding or are deciding policies or is deciding the way forward for the party are the people, Kartikeyanji, who had not contested a class monitor election in their lives. एक क्लास के मॉनिटर का चुनाव भी वो लोग नहीं लड़े हैं जो कांग्रेस की नीतियां बना रहे हैं. The person who had convinced Congress leadership not to attend, he had not seen what is the ground reality. He was a PA of the some UPA government ex-minister. He was a PA. So PAs can't run the political parties, Kartikeyanji. They can be a good, he can be a good steno, he can be a good drafter, but when you are not aware what is happening at the ground, because if you had gone through my letter in detail, I had written that ground connect is gone. You Congress party leadership is not aware what is the mood of the country, what is the mood of the aspiring youth.
So, the absence of the ground connect, is it a result of the leadership, or is it the result of the lack of ideology, which is called vichardhara, the outlook?
So without leadership, there is nothing called as vichardhara because leaders are required to propagate that vichardhara. So neither I had mentioned one word, if you had noticed, dishahin, directionless. Because why I had mentioned on one sudden day, everybody starts that EVM is tempered. On next day, everybody will say that EVM is okay. Now we require a caste census. The third day, everybody will sit together and will say Adani and Ambani's are the biggest culprits. The fourth day, you will say that unemployment is the biggest problem. You are there is a responsibility of an opposition party, and that responsibility is to make a constructive criticism. When you are criticizing something, what is the way forward, that has to be written. You can't criticize someone and run away. That's not possible. So
So,
that is why I am saying it is directionless. And the people who was taking decisions, I'm giving one another
you
example,
made an
Karthikeyan.
interesting point. Are you saying that the PAs are running the party?
I had made AICC had become All India Chaplus Committee. And the PAs of the ex-ministers are running the party. The people who are running the party are not aware of what is the ground connect, what is the problem at the ground, what is their response to the issues raised by the aspiring youth of our country. Every day abusing something, morning to evening abusing a human being or the prime minister of the country or the few corporate houses are not going to, neither you are going to fulfill the responsibility of the opposition, nor you are trying to be in power or in government. So I don't want to name, but you know better than me that in last 25 years, Kartikeyanji, who is drafting the manifesto of the Congress party? This one person. If his idea had some merit, then why we had reached to 42? बयालीस सीट पे आ गए. But I'm telling the person who drafted the manifesto 25 year back, or some people were saying 30 year back, the same person is doing the same work today also. So if his idea, his thought is having some merit, then you can't be at 42. You can't be at 52. 2019 election, people had rejected an idea of NYAY scheme.
Absolutely.
Nunatam,
Yeah, absolutely.
Nunatam I scheme. Again, you came with that. But I'm asking you, Kartikeyanji, if you are saying something is discarded by public, you have to understand what is the aspiration and come out with the revised thing. Again, you had come with the same scheme. So, do you feel Congress party feels that if they are going to hit one statement 20 times, somebody will buy that argument? That is not going to happen.
You worked in the communication department. You articulated the position of the party. Rahul Gandhi was the president of the party. Then he resigned as the president. Then he became the face. How do you evaluate Rahul Gandhi's leadership, sir?
Rahul Gandhi's leadership, I'm saying Rahul Gandhi is, and this is the last question which I am answering on person, because that is not my habit. In fact, I am bit uncomfortable answering this question, why I should evaluate other human being. He can also evaluate me. He can also find many faults in me. But I can tell you that Rahul Gandhi evaluation, I will only say in one line. He is highly misfit for politics.
Okay. So let me ask you then an organizational question. Fundamentally, where does the problem lie in the Congress party? What is happening that the leaders like you are leaving? What is like you that the people
Articulately,
like you are leaving, who are
articulately,
well read, teachers,
when
professors?
when I joined the party, Congress party were at 42. And with my profile, Kartikeyanji, I think you and your viewers will agree, I can join any party. They will take me. But I thought that this grand old party will welcome new people, new ideas, will welcome new thoughts. But I found with my tenure that new ideas, new thoughts are not at all welcome. And I will give you one very funny example which you can relate. That in Udaipur there was a Congress party session. That was called as a Chintan Shivir, and it
Yes.
was decided 50 under 50. Where it got implemented? I'm asking you. It, Congress party is not implementing their own decisions and resolutions. Where 50 under 50 got implemented, Kartikeyanji? My simple question to you.
Fair enough. I think that's a very important point.
Is,
So
is, is it got implemented at AICC level, at PCC level, at ticket distribution level, at district Congress committee level, at block Congress committee level? Where it got implemented? I want to know.
where is the obstacle? Where is the problem? If I may ask you,
because
where
the
is the problem?
because the people who are taking decisions doesn't know. Unfortunately, the person who is running the party can't name three MP constituency of Uttar Pradesh in 10 seconds. I challenge you. He can't name three MP constituencies of Rajasthan, and he is not from Gandhi family. He's running the party.
Okay. Prime Minister Modi has often said dynasticism is a problem in democratic setup. Your thoughts, Mr. Wallabh?
It's very much a problem. And in Congress party, either you have to be the ex-minister or you should be the son or daughter or brother-in-law or daughter-in-law or son-in-law of the ex-minister or the current office bearers of the Congress party. And I can give you one reason, one example. I, when I'm making this statement, I respect Congress president like anything. Still, I am saying in front of you, he's a good human being. But his son-in-law is contesting MP election. His son is a minister in a state. He himself is a AICC president. What example you are setting by doing this? The example which you are setting is that there is no place for new ideas, new people with new aspirations. No, that is not what the we call millennials are expecting from a political party.
Why did you join Bharatiya Janata Party? A lot of people joined, for example, Eknath Shinde. What prompted you to gravitate towards Bharatiya Janata Party in terms of ideology, uh, in terms of their worldview? If you can give me three reasons.
Kartikeyanji, there are two set of conditions in everybody's life. Some are unnegotiable conditions. There is no negotiation on them. And some are some desirable conditions. If it happens, it's okay. If it doesn't happen, we will try it to be an okay type of thing. In my letter, my three unnegotiable condition was that I can't hear morning to evening abuse of Sanatan. I can't be a part of a path of not attending the Pran Pratishtha of Bhagwan Shri Ram. And I I personally feel that wealth creators should be respected. I can't abuse each and every wealth creator of our country. They apply their idea with capital and they generate
But
wealth
why
for
has
the
that happened,
society.
Gaurav? This is
Now,
a party of
now,
reforms. Why has that happened? Then you should tell us that.
what?
Congress Party was the party of reforms. 1991, Narasimha Rao and Then Finance Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh.
As I
They
told you,
ushered in
na,
the new India. What has happened?
as I told you, that PAs are taking the calls, not economists. The PAs are taking the calls. The people who are the PAs of finance minister are taking the calls,
So
not the people who understand economy, who understand what is the new and latest development on economy. I I'm just I don't want to share many things which are there in core of my heart and which are very painful. But there is certain level of ethics which I always maintain. I had worked with Congress Party. I can't abuse them calling and sharing the stories of each individual. There are many. You and me can do such kind of hundreds of shows, and you will do this only after listening them. अपना सर ही पीट लोगे आप कार्तिकेय जी अगर मैंने सारी बातें आपको बता दी. But there is a minimum level of ethics which I want to maintain at all times during my life.
there's a very interesting comment made by your colleague Sanjay Nirupam. I have to ask that question. He said that there are too many power centers in Congress today. There are too many Congresses in the Congress today. You don't know where the buck is stopping. And I had this opportunity to ask this question to Mallikarjun Kharge 2 months ago, and I asked him. I said, "Ki when people go to you, you said that refer to General Secretary organization. When
I
people go
can
to General Secretary organization, they say okay, ask Rahul ji. When they go to Rahul ji, they said okay, I'm not the president. So it's a rotating. I had asked this question to Mallikarjun Kharge, point blank.
I think the musical chair game is going on. You are very correct. And I can only give you one hint that Congress president can't take decisions.
Okay. Then who takes the decision, sir?
Don't ask. These are some things, as I told you. There are many people, and but I can tell you in short, I can share only one thing that PAs are running the show.
Okay. Has Congress become the new left, sir?
I don't know.
It's a very straight
I don't
question.
want to
Half of
comment,
it have been
but
articulated by you. I've just asked that, drawing on the
Kartikeyanji,
composition of this interview, sir.
Kartikeyanji left is holding at least one state. I am very spectacle where they are going. Where they are going, they are wiped out from northern India. And in southern India, two states are there. And what is happening in Karnataka, you are aware of those facts. And each political journalist sitting in Delhi is aware of what is the level of corruption going on in those states. But I can only advise Congress Party one thing. If they had still belief on my one penny advice, that please open up for yourself for new ideas, new people, new aspirations, and respect the people who had a ground connect. The person who contests the election is 1 trillion times better than the person who is sitting at AICC and calling 3, 4 journalists and doing politics. That is not politics, by the way. That is something else. And that word I don't want to use in front of you and in front of your viewers.
Does India stand a chance against NDA in this election?
Do you feel there is an iota of chance also? There is an and there is no iota of chance also because what people require is not packing again and you are announcing now Mahila Nyay, Arthik Nyay. People are interested how you are going to generate employment. I told 100 times to Congress Party that we are raising this point of unemployment. How we are going to generate employment? What is our idea? No, no, we don't want to share. We will share once we will come to the power. No, people doesn't believe in that. You have to first of all show in one state. In one state, you have to show that this is our idea of employment. But they had wherever they were in power, had they done
I'll ask a
anything?
question which is directly from your turf. Okay, I'll ask that question. Your turf, you will be the expert. In today's that 25 guarantee, 5 nyay, one is doubling of Narega. Another is implementation of MSP under Swaminathan. Third is 1 lakh rupees directly to the poor families. I think the fourth is employment generation in urban areas and apprenticeship. And I think fifth is about urban renewal.
And the person who had designed this is not aware what is the total budget size of India. Unfortunate part. He is not aware कि देश का budget कितना है. So you are just announcing schemes. A lot of schemes were announced in the state elections. In some states, Congress party came to power also. Were those schemes implemented? Answer is big and O. So you are just announcing and misguiding the public. But public and voters are very intelligent. They are very smart. They know that who is having an endeavor to justify or to tell whatever is the I can say the manifesto or the guarantees are given. How who is going to give those guarantees? People are aware of. Congress party making 1 lakh rupees to one woman. Had they done some calculation, that is the basic problem which I was highlighting. I'm going to double Manrega. Are you aware what is the current Manrega budget and what is the total India's budget and what is the total capex investment? Just making a announcement just for the sake of announcement doesn't get you anywhere. There should be some concrete proposal, small proposals, and implementable proposals. You can't lie and run.
Okay. Two questions before I let go of you. What explains public aversion, or I would say distancing themselves from the larger public, or I would say collective morality when it comes to the religious underpinning of the Indian society? I mean, so former Prime Minister, late Indira Gandhi, even Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who had a different outlook, were deeply aware of the fact that India is a deeply religious society. Why has that shift happened, sir?
Because, as I told you again and again, when you are not aware what is happening at the ground, then your decisions will be wrong. Because if for example, I will give you one example. If the ground is suitable to play there a football match and you suddenly started playing hockey on the football ground, then what will happen? That ball will not move because there is a grass. So that is what is the problem. Congress party is in a highly directionless kind of zone. They don't know where to go. They doesn't understand what is the ground connect. And the people who had a ground connect, Congress party doesn't respect them. Only PAs and chaplus
Okay, and the
are
last question.
respected.
Can Congress go the Swatantra Party way after Swatantra Party lost elections to Indiraji in 1971?
I don't want to make that kind of comment, Kartikeyanji, but Congress
I'm
is,
asking a very historical question
I
because
know, I know, I
when
know,
they
but
said Indira Hatao, she said, वो कहते हैं Indira Hatao, मैं कहती हूँ गरीबी हटाओ, and she
uh,
smashed Swatantra Party. I don't want to get into the
I
parts of
I
that.
I I can tell you there are more than 90% of workers at the ground. More than 90%. Because I am contesting elections. I know what is the pulse on the ground. I know how to struggle to get a single vote. I know you can't sit in air conditioned chambers and make the statements. I know, but one thing I can tell you without any discomfort to Congress party is that the way you are moving, the 90% of workers are not able to associate themselves with the Congress party. They are saying what we think. I can give you many examples. That my many workers were saying that, sir, when Bhagwan Ram की जिस दिन प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का समारोह था सर, हम घर के बाहर नहीं निकल सके. मेरे इस फोन में कार्तिकेयन जी ऐसे 1,000 मैसेज आपको मैं दिखा सकता हूँ. जब मेरा वर्कर ये कह रहा है कि मैं घर के बाहर नहीं निकल
क्यों
सका,
क्यों नहीं निकल?
शर्म के मारे पीपल विल आस्क क्यों नहीं गए, तो लज्जा के मारे, शर्मिंदगी के कारण. तो मैं उस कार्यकर्ता की एस्पिरेशंस कैसे पूरी करूंगा? अगर मैं पूरी नहीं करूंगा तो who is going to run for the party, who is going to run for the propagation of the ideology of the party? And that is the problem. I can tell you that the people sitting at AICC doesn't understand 99% of aspirations of the workers. They doesn't understand. They What they do, their day starts at 8 o'clock. They plant two, three stories from their journalist friends. Those stories not getting published, those stories were tweeted by those journalist friends. And by the end of the day, they will laugh and go back because their Rajya Sabha seats are safe. People are there in Rajya Sabha for 4 times, 5 times. What is their contribution? Shunya bata sannata.
Thank you, Mr. Vallabh, for joining me on my show,
Thank
and
you.
best of luck for your
Thank
new
you.
journey. Thank you
Thank you.
so much, sir.